Good afternoon, once again, ladies and gentlemen, and you have joined me for yet another race recorded in March, uploaded in October. You can see there this is the second round, and the points from the previous round see me in third position. Not a bad place to start the season. And now we're on to Malaysia, and another of my favourite tracks, in fact. And we are able to capture pole. Sorry for giving that away already, but this lap is in fact the quickest lap of the session. We did have two disconnections from qualifying, Cart Dude and Dregler, so unfortunately the winner of the first race unable to post a time in qualifying, but we do restart with a rolling start for him and the other competitor who disconnected, Cart Dude. So it just means that there'll be no qualifying time set by either of them. It gives me a really good opportunity to take the pole position, as Jacko's also pretty quick around here, and Libo seemed to be slightly off the pace with this particular track, certainly in comparison to his pace he had in the opening round of Australia. And you can see there that Foxmold is up in third, the person who organises the Endurance Racing League, and we've got Snickers Bud there in fourth position, one of his best qualifying performances that I've seen, certainly in any of the leagues I've been in with him. So congratulations for that. And you can see a little puff of smoke there as we lock the brake, but we quite nicely make the apex somehow of that corner. One of the most tricky corners in the calendar. So I think a lot of you guys will agree. And it looks like a pretty tight lap in fact for the pole position as we come around the last corner. We hit the apex, very close. And again, in this race unfortunately, I still haven't realised that 50-50 high large is not the optimum setup for the brakes when you have no ABS. 1.1 second pole advantage, that's pretty good. And we celebrate 2 poles at the start of the season. Little do we know that we're going to start locking up and flying off the track in different directions. Well, not really, that's a bit of an overstatement. That's what happened in Australia. We're certainly going to suffer a bit, as there is a 55% chance of rain. Anyhow, rolling start, and a very clean one it seems. Livo behind and Foxmold's in third. Dregler at the back on the prime tyre though, noting the chance of rain. And you'll see that that really plays into his hands as we make a fairly good start there and don't concede any positions. Do go a bit wide at turn 1, and a puff of smoke there as we lock up already at turn 2. Tyres aren't even worn yet. We do manage to pump in the fastest lap. And you can see that the field is starting to spread out, and it looks like Livo and I are starting to get away, but this pressure is still definitely on. And as we turn through this second last corner, you can see on the map that Livo has in fact gone on an excursion into the gravel trap, and Fox is now through to second place. It's really given us a break, and we set the fastest lap again to further extend the margin to up to 5 seconds now. But unfortunately, a couple of laps later, the same problem as Livo. You should tell me that before I put the damn setup in, you stupid engineer. Anyhow, Foxmold is coming through with a very cautious move on the inside. I guess that's a good thing, just to make sure that there's no collisions. 100% race is a long way to go, and you really don't want to throw it away so early. But I make a pit stop and I commit to, if it was dry, I think 4 stops. But it certainly wasn't dry. And I'm emerged in 6th place. I think I was the first to make my pit stop. My first pit stop, that is. And there's a couple of guys following me in. So now we set some fastest laps because we are on new tyres, but no one in front is pitted as yet. And you've just seen a flick of Dregler being in first because he hasn't pitted and he's on the prime tyre. And here we have Cart Dude also yet to pit. Looks like he started on the prime tyre as well as a CEO. I think that's Livo entering the pits from just in front of us. Gonna get a DRS move here on Cart Dude. And we're now up to second position behind the early championship leader, Dregler, who is yet to pit and starting on the prime tyre from the back. It's a really good effort from him to be quite, well, it looks like he's got quite a lead at the moment. And of course the rain comes before he needs to pit, so that's really worked out quite well for him. There he is. I come down the pit lane. We have closed the gap to 6.7. clearly that's not exactly what we wanted from the end of the first stint, having such a good advantage at the start. Now we've emerged on the intermediate tyres. No kidding. And that didn't last very long, as the wet tyres became required very soon after, and my crew fit them here. Again emerging in second position, as the field really started to fall back behind.
For cars fitted with wet tyres, you've got one scheduled stop left.
It was very difficult to try and deal with this rain, the setup I had. Unfortunately, I went with a dry setup. And you'll notice there that Dregler made a mistake in pitting a lap too late. We've actually taken the advantage in first again, albeit briefly, for around 6 or 7 laps. So we lose it there on the curb and take out a DRS sign for good measure, and Dregler is through. And unfortunately, we really aren't able to keep up with the man who's been come to be known as the Rainmaster in Australian leagues at least. Very, very good in the wet, having won 2 of our series that I competed in that were all wet races. And a couple of pit stops here for me, as I can't really get the wets to last very long without having horrific lockups. And that's the period in the race where Dregler really stretched the margin, I think to around 20 or 30 seconds. Yeah, 33 seconds, there we have it. And with only 10 or 11 laps to go, we're starting to lap the field. Here's one of the Mercedes drivers. It's Fox in 5th, so you can see how far the field is spread out. Really becoming a little bit of a boring race towards the end. And unfortunately losing connection to Cena. That's unfortunate after 46 laps of toiling away in whatever position he happened to be in at the time. And the rain has in fact stopped, and inters and then dry tyres were required. So a lot of pit stops in this race, and we've emerged in a pack of cars, but none of them are on the same lap as us.
I recommend you stay out on the dry tyres unless it becomes undrivable. We've only got a few laps remaining.
Well, I don't think those puddles are going to affect me too badly, engineer. Here is a Mercedes. It's having a little bit of trouble getting through the corners. Is that inters? That would explain that. Cautiously go past. And there's still a couple of puddles out there. There's an inters on that Lotus as well. I think that was Cart Dude. And we've fallen so far behind, 50 seconds behind the lead now. And Big Dog out of the pits. I think he's on dry tyres, but he's going to let me through. Thank you very much for that. And set a fastest lap, which is in fact beaten, I think, at the end by Dregler. And that's the best we could really do. Second position, third and second at the start of a season when I'm just getting used to no assists. Not too bad, and we're staying in touch with the leader Dregler. 17 points behind at this point. 33 seconds off the win. Only 3 cars on the lead lap at the end. And yeah, don't be confused by the flags, guys. We are all in fact Australian. And you see 5 pit stops for Dregler, 7 for myself, and a lot of the others, and 10 for the highest there. So yeah, strategy race, and Dregler really went really well in the wet. So congratulations to him. I've been Jacko. See you next time, guys.